Mr. Skinny by Roger Hargraves. Mr. Skinny was extraordinarily thin, painfully thin, and if he turned sideways you could hardly see him at all, and what made it even worse was that he lived in a place called Fatland. Yes, it's Fatland. As you can very well imagine, everything and everybody in Fatland was as fat as could be, not shat, fat. Fatland dogs were extremely fat. Fatland worms were extraordinary fat. Fatland birds were extremely fat. As you should see a Fatland elephant. Whoo! And there, in the middle of all this fatness, lived Mr. Skinny, in the thinnest house you've ever seen. Poor Mr. Skinny. He didn't like being so different for everything and everybody, but there wasn't very much he could do about it. You see, he had hardly any appetite at all. A Mr. Skinny meal was a very meagre affair. Do you know what he had for breakfast? One cornflake, and for lunch, one baked bean, and for tea, nothing, and for supper, the world's smallest sausage. And after all, he felt so full he went straight to bed, in his long tin bed, in his long tin bedroom, in his long tin house in Fatland. Oh, I do so wish I could do something about my appetite, he sighed to himself just before he went to sleep. I think, he thought, that I had better go and see the doctor about it. And he went to sleep. The following morning was lovely. A large fat sun shone down on the fat green trees and the fat yellow flowers, and through them walked Mr. Skinny on his way to see the doctor. Dr. Plump. Come in, he was as Mr. Skinny knocked at his door. Sit down, he was as Mr. Skinny entered. And what? He wheezed, putting his plump fingers together. Seems to be the trouble? It's my appetite, explained Mr. Skinny. I'd like to be able to eat more so that I could put on a little weight. Yes, you rather slow put it. Then, wheezed the doctor, looking at him over his glasses. I know, he continued. Let's start the treatment right now. He licked his lips. This very moment, he added. Then he opened a drawer in his desk and took out an immersed cream cake. He pointed out the desk in front of him, opened another drawer, and took out half a dozen donuts and put them on the desk in front of him, and opened another drawer and took out a dozen currant buns and put them on the desk in front of him. 11, he exclaimed. But it's only 10 o'clock, said Mr. Skinny. Who's counting? Wheezed Dr. Plump. And without further ado, he and Mr. Skinny ate this lot. Mr. Skinny ate a dab of cream, donut crumb, and one currant. Dr. Plump ate the rest. Wheezed Dr. Plump, popping the last currant bun into his mouth and looking at Mr. Skinny. I see, he said. What do you mean about an appetite? He thought for a moment. Only one thing for it. It was just call for Dr. Measures. And he picked up his telephone in his pudgy fingers and delighted a number. 100 miles away, the telephone rang. Hello, said the voice. Do you know who voice is what? Mr. Greedy speaking, said the voice. Mr. Greedy listened to what Dr. Plum had to say. "You'd like Mr. Skinny to come to say," he said, "to put up his appetite," he added. "Delighted," he agreed. And so Mr. Skinny went to stay with Mr. Greedy, stayed for a month, and during that time Mr. Greedy did manage to increase Mr. Skinny's appetite, and so at the end of the month Mr. Skinny returned home happy. With a tummy was something Mr. Skinny had always wanted. "I never knew I had it in me," he chuckled to himself. He was feeling so proud of his tummy, he decided to call and see Dr. Plump on his way home. "I say," wheezed Dr. Plump, looking him up and down. "Congratulations! Tell you what," he went on, "this call for a celebration." And he opened his desk drawer.